Hey guys, Bori here. Today we're gonna be going over the next collab coming to Grand Summoners, Golden KAMUI, as many of you know. Um, where the JP release for this collab is in 2 days on August 23rd. We haven't heard anything on global side yet, but since One Punch Man was a week after JP, but we did know about it before, and then Kill la Kill was right after JP's collab ended. We can be sure we're gonna get this soon, and we'll probably start hearing news within a week or two on when we're gonna get it. And then for any of the JP guys who haven't seen the news, we're also gonna be going over everything that we're getting in this collab. So yeah, this collab's super hype because we have a power creep unit coming to the game, as many of you know, and she's defined as the Mako Killer, and I think that's who we're starting off with here. But I'll be going through all the images and all the event that's coming and the gotcha equips that are also coming with the event. So yeah, let's get right into it. First, we have the main character, of course, which is Sugimoto. Sugimoto is probably the worst out of all the collab units. He's super niche, right? So I don't have the translation image on my phone, but I will read it out to you guys. So his true arts does 32,000 fire physical attack. He has a high chance to inflict stun, and then for 12 seconds he increases his self crit damage by 100%. Now that seems good, right? The problem is he doesn't have a way to increase his crit other than his passive. And one of his passives right here, I'll go ahead and read, is upon death, he can be resurrected with full HP and arts gauge for 12 seconds. It increases his arts damage by 50% and his crit rate by 100%. The thing is there's not unless the gotcha equips have an equipment that can self-kill him, basically. It's kind of useless because either you have a crit damage, if you have a crit damage item in your team like Regulus, he might be good. We'll see. But right now he's being rated poorly because of the on-pawn death thing, which cool that he revives himself and stuff, but it's a little niche. His art is 15,000 fire physical attack, and for 12 seconds he decreases the enemy's attack by 60%, which is also pretty good because it's a debuff. I mean, generally debuffs haven't been that good in Grand Summoners, but depending on where the meta shifts now, it might be good. And then his skill is 2,500 fire physical attack, and he increases his arts gauge by 10, which is really good. I mean, he might become like a nice little spammy nuclear unit. And his other passive is poison resistance and crit rate level 1. So yeah, he seems okay. I mean, he might be meta defiant. We'll see. Like, nobody knows for sure. We're just guessing that he's not that great. Alright, the next one is, of course, a Serpa. And this is the power creep unit right now. She seems really broken. So first off, we have her true art. 22,000 light physical attack for 15 seconds. She decreases all ally skills cooldown by 120%. She decreases equipment cooldown and increases the break force by 30%. Now, holy shit, that was a lot of stats in a true art. Yeah, she's like a buffer and a hardcore support unit. And then when we get into the huge power creep right here for Mako, and the reason that she's power creep, and I'll go over in a second, and you probably know why. Her art covers 25% of all allies' HP, a percent heal, increases all allies' art gauge by 25 for 12 seconds, increases all allies' defense by 100%. Now, if I read that wrong. That's my bad. I'm reading it right now. That's why I like paused. I'm sorry. It's increases all allies art gauge by 25, and then for 12 seconds she increases all allies defense by 100%. Yeah, the translation might be weird. I'm pretty sure it's 25 art, and then for 12 seconds 100% defense. Yeah, that's what it is. My bad. But yeah. So she's super good because it's an art and it's not a true art like Mako will become a true art art gen. And Mako gens a little bit more art than 25. I think she gens like 48 with true art or something, if I remember correctly. But since this art is an art and doesn't require 200 art to do the true art, and it's bees, you know, it's an art, so it only takes 100 to be. You can spam this more, so you get 50. So yeah, and she increases your defense by 100%, so you get survivability from that, and then she recovers 25% of all allies' HP. Huh! And then her skill, on top of it, she has 1700 light physical attack, and she has the chance to inflict poison. Like, what? Like, we're serious right now? Wait, did I read the wrong one? No, I read the right one. Sometimes, I don't know why, but I felt like I was reading the wrong one. So what's the... Oh, that's why. Okay. But yeah, the ability that she has is, of course, Something Girl. She gradually recovers 120 HP and arts gauge by 2 per second, so she has a passive art gen. Awesome. She has freeze resistance level 10 and hit increase level 2. And that's one thing you'll see throughout this is freeze resist throughout this event. So we might be seeing, I don't know, could be something to come. We don't know. So, of course, the next unit is Hijikata, if I'm saying that right. Yeah, Hijikata. He is a luck unit, so he'll be farmable from the event. And he's actually, seems like he's a really good luck unit. Like, looks like he's going to be power creep to maybe Grad. He might even be power creep to Adram. Depends on where he falls, and I don't know. Maybe not Adram, but definitely Grad, I think. But he seems really good for free-to-play players. He's just a good unit overall. So he has 20,000 dark physical attack. He increases his arch gauge by 100, and then for 12 seconds he ignores 100% of the enemy's defense. Ha! And to give you an idea too, if you don't know, defense, 100% enemy ignored defense is the same thing as having a crit without the crit multiplier, because crit ignores defense, but you get the 0.25 multiplier, the 1.25 multiplier. So he basically he doesn't need a crit item, but he's able to do 100% defense ignore, which is amazing, right? And then his art, he does 11,800 dark physical attack, and for 12 seconds he increases the damage dealt on broken enemies by 50%. So he's kind of like S-Art, right? Where she increased water allies by 70%, except he increases his damage by 50%. Now, this doesn't say in this translation if it's for the team or if it's self. So we'll just have to wait to see on the test. I think it's just himself. If it was team, it'd be really broken for a luck unit, which is why people are debating if he's power creep or not. His skill is, of course, 1800 dark physical attack, and upon skill activation, he permanently increases his attack. This stacks up to 60%. So he's like Rayon, right? Where you have a stacking skill that increases your damage and break power, except Rayon caps at 50 or 40. Might be 40, if I remember. But he goes up to 60% attack. Awesome. Then his ability is also really good. It's called Ghost Second in Command, something like that. It might be a different translation, though. It increases all allies' attack by 15%, but he increases the damage they receive by 20% from enemies lower with HP lower than 30%. So basically, he increases everybody's attack by 15%, but if the enemy is below 30% HP, you receive 20% more damage if this translation's right. It might be when the enemy is below 30% HP, you get 15% attack and increase your damage received by 20%. But that doesn't look like it. The translation sometimes can mess up. So yeah, that's super good. I don't know his other passive here. So yeah, I think it's a passive arcane though. It looks like the symbol. I think yeah, it's a passive arcane level 2. So yeah, he also gets passive art. So he seems super good for a luck unit. And then of course we have the event equips here. These are the ones that you can farm. They're okay. This is the bandana, for instance. I don't know the exact name. My bad. It increases HP by 6 for a second. And alongside this, it gives freeze resist plus 50% for 8 seconds. So you get a 6 HP heal for 8 seconds plus 50% freeze resist to all allies too. And this also negates did I translate this wrong one? That's my bad. That's the other one. Yeah, and then he heals for 30 a second for 8 seconds. Sorry, the translation came out weird. It might be that it always passively, it's a passive that increases your HP by 6, and then activating gives you the freeze resist by 50% for 8 seconds to all allies, and negates 700 damage, and also heals you for 30 a second for 8 seconds. So it's a decent heal item, right? It's a good defense item. I don't know, the translation might be off based on, Google and shit, and my translation error, you know. And then we have this gun here. Again, sorry, I don't have the actual translation for it. It has a 20% accuracy passive, so an accuracy weapon. That's always good. It does 6.6k dark damage. It increases crit and cooldown reduction. Crit by 50%, cooldown by 20%, and this is for 6 seconds, and it only applies to you. So it's decent, right? These are good event equips. The good thing is, this event equip gives crit for Hijimoto, or Hijikata. God, Japanese names. So for his art, he does more damage too, because I think you'll be arting more than you'll be true arting. Of course, we have the event here. It's just going to be a specs event, get your limit breaks done, your evolve mats and stuff like that. One thing to note is we might, when we get this event for global, since Awakening is out, depending on how the devs feel, this would be really broken for global meta probably, but they might release it as our first Awakening event too, like we might get them as the Awakening versions and not nerfed stuff. So that's why I'm going over it now. There's the art for the event, the banner. And then we have the gacha equips. Like I said, I don't have the translations for this. We'll have to wait. I think this one's 8,300 fire physical damage for 15 seconds increases, break resist 50% down maybe. But yeah, you can just see the art. As soon as I get translations, I'll be sure to leave them in the comments below. But of course, gacha collab equips, they're probably broken. So yeah, here's the banner thing. And that's all for this event. Of course, we're going to have the login and the share event. I don't know if the share event's around anywhere yet. I haven't seen it. I was trying to find it to show what the rewards are. But the login event for JP is the same as it was for One Punch Man, which was different for Global. Honestly, it sucks. It's tickets and stickers. Like it's basically a free. You have a chance at getting a collab unit, but most of the time it's a free 4-star unit that you just sell for like 80 AUK. So yeah, I hope this. You guys are looking forward to this, that this was informative for you. If you guys have any ideas on how I can be more informative with these types of videos, I think I'm going to be doing these more pre-update videos and stuff like that going forward. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great day and a great maintenance tonight in preparation for X-Cross and Adrum. So yeah, this has been Bori. I'll talk to you guys later.